Are we starting?
Mm-hmm. Is it rolling?
Yep. Hey! That was loud.
Hi!
I'm Nina.
I'm Mo.
This is JustCuz.
Another recorded conversation.
And we're snacking on some nachos. Fucking delicious.
It is kind of hot, but I don't know if that's it's probably the hot sauce.
Definitely the hot sauce chili habanero.
So thank you for making this lovely snack dinner. This is dinner.
Okay.
I haven't eaten today. I haven't eaten dinner. So this is dinner. And I made peach crown. I don't know, taste it.
You've been doing peach a lot. Is that on purpose?
I knew what we had available. And I was playing off of that, and I was like, let me get a real thing of peaches and see if that'll make it better. And I feel like it looks like it tastes good.
No, this is good.
It could probably go in a martini glass, maybe. Is that the appropriate glass for it?
I feel like this is totally on me because I have a ghetto ass refrigerator that doesn't make ice. I feel like more ice would have helped.
Like actually frozen?
Because it's like, mine is thick. I don't know how
Yeah.
this is. It's thick and it's because of the peach puree.
No, it ain't no puree. It was you want to be so bad.
Let me have the puree.
It was a can of peaches frozen. Because that's what we grew up on. Okay, so everybody ever talking to me like, I don't know if I've ever had a real peach before. And I'm like, that's so crazy. No, but like two people said it after you. And I'm like, why are y'all not eating
And it's not that I haven't had a real peach ever, but peaches aren't one of those fruits that I keep in
They're never in season.
Mangoes, pineapples is kind of like grapes. I do apples a lot. Peaches
I just got into apples.
What is your favorite apple?
Okay. My last apple was ambrosia. And it was pretty amazing.
Okay.
What do you want me to say? Fiji.
No.
Fiji's a good one.
It is. That's not my favorite.
What's your favorite?
Pink Lady.
I thought you. Pink Lady is good.
Pink Lady apples are really good.
You give me Macintosh.
Fuck you, man. What an asshole.
Just gonna say Macintosh.
Macintosh.
But Pink Lady fits your personality.
I love Pink Lady. It's so good. Have you ever been to an apple orchard?
Recently.
I want to go apple picking, which is definitely we're definitely past that season. But when fall comes back around, I want to make it a thing to go apple picking again. It was really fun.
We got all kind of apples. They were all good.
Yeah, and they stayed good for a long time.
I was about to say they last.
They lasted a long time.
So I figured out the hack for that. Well, not for lasting, but for getting as many apples as you want.
Okay.
So
Put it on the juice.
they already got the pre-weighed bags. They're already priced. Let's add more apples to it. Take apples from the other bag and put it in that bag. That's already pre-packaged and
Oh, and then once you get to the thing,
nobody's weighing it, you just scan it.
That's smart.
Yeah, don't like grab them yourself. Get the pre-packaged and fill it up to your desired length. Just like you like kind of do with the grapes. Like you move the grapes around to their your desired. No, you just take the bag the way. Oh no.
Yeah, that's what it costs so much.
I do not take it the way you give it to me. Like the cabbage, I peel off the layers that I'm gonna peel off at home.
Where do you put them?
With the cabbage.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
They used to have trash cans in the produce area, but they don't now. So, but I'm not gonna eat those first 2-3 layers. Sometimes I should pay for them. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I mean, I guess you're right. At the end of the day, like it's being wasted either.
Yeah, I'm throwing it. Yeah, so maybe somebody like the outside pieces.
Yeah.
Or you can throw them away and stop playing with me.
But then they were just creating more outside pieces because as you peel back layers, you're just creating new outside pieces, and by the time you get it, it's
No, I'm gonna eat it from there. So I peel off the first 2 pieces, and then I take the cabbage home and I eat the rest of it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I ain't gonna peel off no more once I get home. No, this is only you touch this. For sure. So I just asked a friend earlier. I was like, hey, I need podcast topics. And I guess it was near and dear on his heart. Because he was like, why aren't men supposed to show emotions? He was like, ooh, I got one. But yeah, it's why aren't men supposed to show emotions? So do you feel like men aren't supposed to show emotions?
I think men should show emotions.
Do you feel like he has a point that men aren't allowed to show emotions?
I do. It's not that we don't want y'all to show emotion, but I do feel like we're very selective in which emotion we want y'all to show or how we choose it, right? So it's like, I want you to show emotion in the sense of where like I know like you care about me or like us or whatever, but don't be like inside of the corner crying. Like I don't want you crying over me. Like I don't want you, you know what I'm saying? Like I want you to be like aggressive, like, bitch, I'm sick of you playing these games. It's more of like aggression.
What if it has nothing to do with you though? Can he show emotions about like life?
Oh, of course, I had to make it about me. But about life, yeah. Like I think that's fair. I think it's okay to be vulnerable, but I think that it goes for both men and women. Like even though they say that we're more emotional, it's more acceptable for us to be emotional inside of like a crying sense. Mm-hmm. I don't think a man wants to be around a woman that is just easily like rattled and like starts crying all the time either. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's okay to be vulnerable and have emotion, but also you should be in control of them.
So that was my point to him. He was like, men can't come in and like, we not allowed to have a bad day. We not allowed to be like, be depressed or take a day off or go through shit. And he was like, if we tell our woman that, it's looked at as bitching. So I feel like I can only talk to my nigga. I was like, do you feel like you have somebody to talk to? He was like, my nigga. And he was like, if I talk to my person about it, you gonna say I'm bitching. I'm like, well, that's the same. She can say the same for you. Like, there's certain shit she tells you, and you're gonna say she's bitching. So nobody's really willing to understand anybody. Was my conclusion.
And I also feel like when he was like, oh, like men aren't allowed. I don't think men feel like women are allowed to either. Like, yeah. Not that. I want to say this right because I don't want it to be misconstrued, but like because like we are proud, we are strong, we are resilient, etc. But I think women handle lifing so well and like we keep it together so well. Sometimes men think that we're stronger than what we actually are.
Men feel the same way.
You think so?
Yeah, because at least a woman can have a bad day and just bust out crying for no reason without being looked at as a bitch. But if your man just come in the house and break down crying, like how many times is he allowed to actually break down crying for you? Like, what the fuck? Why are you always crying?
Are we saying in like a week or a year or what? Or this period?
In a year.
Once every quarter. Because I need like once every quarter I need to just break down.
So you'll give him 4 times a week to just like walk in the house and start crying?
You said a year.
4 times a year.
Yeah, for the week.
Sorry, no, that's too much for anybody. No.
Like, where are you going?
Cat dog. Yeah.
Damn. I think 4 times a year, like, yeah. I think that's fair.
But no man would ever feel safe even breaking down 4 times a year. Like, a man is not breaking down in front of, I don't know if he break down in front of his niggas, but he's not really breaking down in front of no bitch.
But it's like, if you're not gonna break down in front of any, I feel like if a man, I don't know, I can't speak for a man, but I would assume that he would feel more comfortable breaking down in front of his woman than he would his friends.
He should. Okay, so I can make it go. So friendships, relationships, loyalty, and do you have an M on the problem?
Mm-hmm. But we can do others.
Okay, so loyalty and relationships. Do you feel like if a person is a disloyal partner, they will for sure be a disloyal friend?
Ooh, that's crazy.
I'll be honored.
I don't know, kind of. Because I feel like that's a character trait. You know what I'm saying?
It depends on what you consider loyal.
Yeah, and I feel like everything, like everything has levels. It definitely depends on what the definition of it is. But I think just base level loyalty. I think Also, people be getting into relationships and like calling people their partners and shit, and they don't really like take it seriously.
Right.
But they could take their friendships like very, very seriously.
Right. So
I guess it depends. I think it's situational. Like, what kind of person is this person? Because I feel like for me, like I'm very serious about my relationship, and I don't just call anybody my friend either. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very selective. But then there's some people they just call everybody friend, and like everybody's the homie.
Yeah.
And they like, oh yeah, we go together real bad, but y'all don't really go together for real.
Mm-hmm. We really do, but we don't. But you know what it is. So I had a friend before who was never like, she was very much bros before hoes. Like, she could be in a fucking marriage, which she was at one point, but it's always like, whatever her friends are, like, she fuck with her friends more than she fuck with her nigga. And I always commended her for that because she never chose her nigga over her friends. But after peeping and getting to know her, like, that's a personality trait. She's not choosing or being loyal to anybody but herself. She's loyal to what she wants to do and who she wants to be around in that moment.
And it just so happens to be her friend.
Yeah.
This is totally opposite, but you see the shit that went viral where the girl was like, that man called her and my friend left and I'm following her location. You see how fast that was moving?
Hey, man.
I'm dropping everything for that man.
But it be like that though. And I love that people should feel what that feels like to want to stop and drop everything on a good note and on the low note. Like, we get into it, I'm on my way to beat your ass, or I'm on my way to fuck, or both.
Yeah.
Everybody should experience that type of love. And everybody should. I feel like you have to equally be on that same type of time with your friends and your nigga. Or just in general as a person. With anybody in your life, you should be on that type
I was
of time.
thinking about this alignment. I was thinking about this earlier. Because remember in middle school, Jasmine was like, yo, Janine will fucking die for Arnika. Remember she said that shit? And it's like, no, but yeah, bitch, like, I want y'all to know that I'm on that type of time with everybody I fuck with.
Fucking funny.
I want you to know that I'm about that with everybody.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. That was
so
fucking
funny.
20 years ago, but yeah.
Just telling our age. But yeah.
You was supposed to. But yeah, so I don't know if I can trust you being a loyal friend if you're not a loyal partner, because at first I thought that was lit about her, but then I saw it, I was like, ah.
It's giving commitment issues. Or maybe not commitment because she's committed to her friends, but just like.
But she not always a good friend.
Oh, so
yeah, like I've heard stories from you where you have been disloyal to your friends. So I'm like, oh yeah, you just disloyal in general. Like nobody's special, and that's where I get this from. Okay, so that's the thing. It's like I don't know, like a gag a little bit, because when I say that nobody's special shit, everybody that I fuck with is so special to me. But everybody shows me why somebody isn't special. So then I have to treat you like you treat me like I'm not special first, and then I have to show you how unspecial you are. And then it goes back to nobody's special.
At the end of the day, I don't know. I hope everybody feels special.
Everybody should feel special, and no one should not make me feel special or should make me feel like I'm not special. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Nobody should make me, if I fuck with you and you're special to me, you should never make me feel like I'm not special.
Yeah.
Because then I gotta just go way harder for no reason.
And it sucks to feel like you hold someone in a higher regard than what they hold you. Like, that's the worst feeling ever.
But I understand why sometimes it might be like that on both sides. Like, there might be times where one person fucks with the other person more, and I feel like that should be okay or accepted.
I don't know.
We might not always fuck with each other.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's just like natural, like as a person, I'm not gonna always like you as a person, but I'm gonna love you enough to ride it out.
Yes. I was just thinking about this earlier today.
Oh.
Yes, that's amazing.
What were you thinking?
This crown is crazy. Just that thought of like, you know, whenever you're committed to somebody, whether that's a friend, whether that's like a love, like a partner, a loved one, etc. It's like yo, I'm not gonna like you every day. Like, you're not the most pleasurable person all the time. I'm sure that I'm not the most pleasurable person all the time, but I love you enough to like sit through the shit and like be uncomfortable and like work it out till we get to that point again where we are cool and we are vibing.
Yeah. Because it's like, I could not like you right now, and if somebody walked up and played with you, I'm going to air it out.
And now we're back to best friends.
Yeah, or we don't even need that to be best friends, because eventually we going to just start talking again, because why are we not talking? Like, I experienced that in my house a lot. Like, we'll just like go on these spells of not talking, and then it's like, you want to smoke?
Are you okay with those spells?
Yep.
I'm
an only child.
I
hate people. I'm an only child in a house full of only children. So we all get super irritated and we don't want to deal with each other, and it feels so good to like go away and
I just came out this week, I was like, I need a new family because you guys are too bah humbug for me. Like, like both Jude and Jade are kind of like, I need my space, I'm a loner, I kind of do my own thing, but then like, I want to cuddle up whenever it's convenient for you. No, I don't deserve that.
Only when it's always convenient, but just like not right now.
All the time.
You can't live here. Like, you can't live in my skin. There's no room. Like,
there's no room.
Let me miss you. You don't want to be missed?
Sure, but like,
I think being missed is so much better than being tolerated.
I agree. Do you feel like if we got to a point, I guess we kind of talked about this last episode too, as far as like homeschooling your kids, etc. But do you think that there's a benefit to having a job to where you do have to travel a lot, and that like you're not home, so like you don't really see your person?
It forces you to be self-reliant, self-sufficient, and appreciate me. You're never gonna appreciate some shit you get every day. It's gonna be the norm and expected. So the second you don't have me in your ass or wanting you or loving you or catering to you, you're gonna be like, God damn, where you at? Come home, please. Don't ever leave again. So yeah, it's definitely good. And even for your kids, like if your kids are handicapped because they always have somebody to do it for them. Mm-hmm. If you force them to do it for themselves, they're only gonna be better humans. And that's what you want to raise as good people anyway. Like, they're only your baby for like a certain amount of time. They're always your child, but after a while, like, whatever they produce as a person, that's your fault. A lot of times.
So this is a segue into am I the problem? So am I the problem? I saw this post where it was like a 4th grade basketball team, and they were all like tatted. Like, they had temporary tattoos, they had like sleeves, they had like leg sleeves, etc., etc. And a lot of the comments was like, oh, this is terrible parenting. I don't care if they are temp tattoos, like what kind of example is the setting, etc. And I was like, okay, I'm cool with it. And I was like, am I the problem? Because I don't mind being one of my daughter's little friends. You know what I'm saying? And of course there's levels to it.
Yeah.
Like, I had to have a conversation with Jay, like, hey, I know this is what happened. I don't know what me and you was talking about in the front seat, but I had said something. Mm-hmm. And then Jay goes, well, that's why you should just mind your business. And she wasn't wrong. She was not wrong, because I was definitely minding business that had nothing to do with me. But at the same time, you shouldn't be in my business.
Yeah.
I'm talking to your
This
father.
is not your. If it was me and you conversation, then I'm your little friend then. But get out my mouth.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. So I did have a conversation like, hey Jay, like, I know that we play a lot, and like I want you to feel comfortable speaking your mind, etc. But you still have to remember that I am your parent.
Just don't speak out of turn. If I asked you how I felt about this conversation, then you can tell me. But I didn't ask you.
But I think that's fair for you, because you feel that way about everybody.
Yeah.
Like I didn't ask you for advice.
Yeah.
So don't give it to me.
Don't say
You know what
I'm the
so
same person
so
with my kid, with my friends, with everybody. No, don't. And I play with you like that? No. I didn't ask you. Don't ever tell me. But there was this thing on TikTok where they was like, what generational curses are you breaking? And a lot of black people said, I am my little kid. I am their little friend.
Yeah, I am definitely a little friend. I just feel like a lot of, maybe not so much with my parents. I think my parents started to break the mold of that, but there was this idea of, like, kids respecting you meant that they didn't have any say, so they couldn't open their mouth. They couldn't have an opinion. I don't want Jay to ever feel that way. I also don't necessarily believe in the do as I say and not as I do. Well,
Yeah.
then don't do shit that you wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely cool with my kid cussing, like not cussing me out, like
but just like
if you telling me a story, like you.
And they cuss like right too, like
Yeah.
like they aren't just saying curse words to say it, like oh like that was perfect.
Because we were cussing, like you were cussing like unnecessarily, like it was crazy.
Because my mother cussed.
I think you started me cussing, like I was comfortable cussing as much as you cuss. Like a cuss word was some shit you let slip out when you get mad.
As soon as I joined the little group, I was off top like cuss.
Yeah, you just gave me this bitch, fuck this, fuck that. What the fuck is this shit? Like you're 12.
But that's a defense mechanism. To just, I think a little bit, just to like, just go like, just balls deep off top, just like, I'm in this bitch. Like, oh, she not the little nerdy little
right?
She's kind of cool. she
cusses.
Exactly, it's a defense mechanism.
Because you don't look like you didn't look like you would cuss. It's like you don't look like you would have gauges and tattoos. Like if you just did a profile of you, you wouldn't think you're as artistic. Are you artistic?
I don't even know.
Expressive. Are you expressive?
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. I just kind of. I feel like if I want to do something and I genuinely feel like that's what I want to do, I'm gonna do it. And I
so
just
would
don't.
that be a free spirit?
I don't know, this free spirit, I feel like
I don't like it now, because I feel like I'm a very much do whatever the fuck I want to do. I go with the flow, but don't play with me type of person. But when they say free spirit, I think they instantly mean you fucking.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
Don't assume I'm fucking because I don't like you, but I'm gonna do what I want, and if that's what I want to do, then I'm gonna do that.
I was thinking about this too, speaking of raising kids. I like my grandmother would say something to me, like she like, you know what, Nee? One thing I like about you is that you listen. She was like, you know, we could be like guiding you or saying something, and it's like you will take those things and then apply it. And sometimes that's cool, but I also feel like you trying to say that I just kind of like flowed a little bit. But I think as I got older, it's not that, because I don't know, I think that I've leaned into certain things that I know, like, or I thought my family wouldn't necessarily like support. And when I leaned into it, like, they were actually really supportive of it. So, you know, so I don't know.
It's surprising. I thought your family was just like very straight by the book, by the Bible.
I think that's the kind of thing too, like that was what they portrayed as like guardians of us, or as like parenting figures for upbringing. But once I reached a certain age, like I started having like adult conversations with them, I was like, oh, like you kind of wild a little bit. You cool too.
All the
you doing
folks
all
in
the
the
shit that
church.
I'm doing. You
Wild
know, like it's cool. Yeah.
I kind of like church folks is funny. I just don't like when church folks as people are funny. It's just when they throw the church in your face.
I will say that's never what my family did. I feel like my family is definitely like a praying family. I know that we have a close relationship with God and that we have a strong faith, but it's never very judgy. It's never like you know John 3:6. Like it is never anything like that.
Family.
But I think because they are God-bodied, it helped with them like raising us, and it gave us faith, and it was kind of like a moral compass too. A little bit. That's why I'm not here watching too bad.
My family is full of what not to do's, and every time you do something, they gonna tell you why you shouldn't be doing it.
What did you do?
And it's the craziest shit ever. They gonna tell you that God don't want you to do it, like, and God wants you to do that. I know God don't want you to do that. It's a very judgmental, hypocrisy church going back to sin.
I think my family is a definition of like clash it. Like I think it's the perfect definition of like there's definitely a time and place, and we're gonna turn up, but it's still not gonna get too crazy.
Oh, we gonna turn up, it's gonna get too crazy, and if they with what you with, then it's cool. If they not, then you going to hell. It just depends on what type of time they are. Once the liquor gets involved, they with whatever you with and everything else.
I like what about like want to take shots? What drinks? Like you are making drinks? Yes, I am. I totally am. And speaking of which, another parenting thing. Am I the problem? Because like You know that we are a drinking household. So like Jade is included inside of our drinking rituals, kind of like, let's say if we're taking shots, Jade has her a little apple juice shot and she takes shots with us. I play flip cup with Jade.
You should.
Like all these things. I
need to teach her how to play spades.
Yeah, I just want her to not go out into the world and be like, oh, this is my first time seeing this, and now I'm super intrigued. Like, my parents do this, or like I saw mommy and her friend do this all the time.
I know what to do here. I got this, guys. Hold on, I got this.
Right, like If
you're my kid, definitely represent me well and all. Don't be like the corny, boring kid. It's our first time. What was the am I the problem originally?
Am I the problem because I don't mind being one of my kids' little friends?
No, you gotta be if you want them to be your friend in old age, you gotta be their friend as kid. Everything starts from childhood. So if they don't feel comfortable coming to you as kids, they're never gonna feel comfortable as an adult.
Do you think it's more pressure on us because we have only one kid, so it's like we kind of are your only friend up until you start developing these real relationships outside of the house?
No, I feel like if I had another kid, I would be their little friend. Like how everybody try to act like they treat all their kids equal. I think it would be very obvious, like, not like I'm gonna fuck with you any less, but I'm gonna have this relationship with you and this relationship with you. Like all of our relationships would be different for different reasons.
I almost don't want to have a kid because I don't know if I could.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds selfish and that sounds like a fucked up thing to say, but like I feel like it's just been Jade for so long, and I have this relationship with Jade. Yeah. Not that I wouldn't love the other kid, I just don't know if I have room to give both of you guys equally.
I know I don't, because I've never had to care about nobody but myself. Growing up as an only child, like you're the only person that matters to everybody in the house. Only you matter. So if you grow up feeling like you only matter, it's very hard to spread your love with other people. Like I don't know if I've ever really loved and cared for another person until I had a kid. And it's like now that I have a kid, like I gotta love me and I gotta love this person. It's a lot to love more people. Like I gotta keep being 100% there for 2 people, then 3 people, then 4 people.
I think we're having reverse. I feel like because I did grow up with 2 siblings, it was always like a close-knit family. We did everything together. So much of my life has been me caring so much about multiple people. Yeah. I'm okay with like
just the one.
So it's like smaller. That's not a word. Shrinking the circle, making the circle smaller. Because I'm almost at a point where I just feel like depleted almost.
Yeah.
Like, I need more people to pour
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's why I'm really in a selfish phase and I don't care, because I gotta love me in order to properly take care of my child. Like if I'm not taking care of me, I'm not taking care of my kids. So if I gotta always be in love with 2 people and always doing what's best for 2 people, now I gotta consider more people. Like, god damn, it's really stretching me thin.
It's a lot, yeah. I'm tired.
And somebody's gonna have to get cut off, or somebody's gonna have, like, I'm gonna start looking at people like, oh, well, you bring me happiness, what do you bring me? And I'm gonna start comparing y'all, and I just rather not. It's so much easier to just love a small
What do you do whenever you feel that, like, feeling of, like, I am just tired and I need to be poured into? Like, do you just do it yourself, or do you have someone or something you turn to for that feeling?
No, I do it myself. The universe loves me. So I do it myself a little bit, just a little bit, and then I start attracting more of it. Like it start coming from ways like I didn't expect it to come, but I just start getting taken care of in different ways. And I'm like, god damn, how? But yeah, I'll duck off and like worry about doing it myself.
That's sweet. I had a moment this week. So I was hanging with my mom on Wednesday, and me and her were just hanging out. We were in Jay's room, and I don't know, like it was just something about just like we didn't even talk about nothing, because like, you know, I had a hard week. I told you I had a hard week, and I didn't necessarily tell her that I had a hard week or that I was feeling low or anything, but just like the fact that I was like snuggled up next to my mom, sleeping, taking naps, watching TV, it definitely did something for me that I didn't necessarily know that I needed.
Yeah.
So maybe that was a thing of like, you just kind of attract it and it happens and it comes to you when it's supposed to come to you.
Exactly. See how everything lines up? Yeah, you wanted to be coddled and you were literally coddled.
Nice.
Sometimes you just need to be able to fold, but you gotta jump right back up.
Yeah, That's the thing, like, we just don't have...
There's nothing you can do but take it, like...
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, today what stuck out to me for whatever reason was where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
If you want to get some shit done, whatever it is, you're gonna get it done.
Yeah.
So, if you want to get through your shit, you'll get through it.
That's kind of how I've been feeling lately, too. It's like, everything is a choice, and I understand that there's some circumstances where you just don't have a choice in the matter. But I choose to be happy. Like, I choose to want to, like, change the things that I don't like.
Yeah.
And sometimes the hardest part is just choosing and actually acting on it.
Yeah, you choose to be sad. You choose to lay down and not do shit about it. You choose to give up. Everything's a choice. You can take another step, or you can be like, fuck it, that's enough. And either choice is fine. If you gotta give up, just give the fuck up.
But also, like, don't give up for long. Like it's okay to give up and, like, just kind of have a moment. Because it's like, you can't be strong 100% of the time. Like, that shit is too much. So it's okay to fold and be weak and just kind of give up and be like, you know what? Let go, let God.
And that goes back to allowing the man to fold and just be
You
vulnerable.
can, but, like, are we going to come up out of it?
I don't know. I feel like we don't grant men grace because of how we were raised. As a culture, we was raised, all the little boys is like, you can't cry. Stop being a little girl. Stop crying. Chin up, chest out. Like, we made our men be men. Toxic masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
So now they know from childhood, and that's why they feel like they can only tell their homeboys certain shit because their homeboys was raised the same exact way. So, of course, only they understand you because y'all have the same story. So it's not that you can't tell. We were just conditioned to not tell nobody. We was conditioned, y'all were conditioned to just suck it up and get over it.
That's sad.
And we can't break it for either side. Like, you can't be mad at a woman for not being able to take you because she saw the same thing.
You were raised under the same rules.
Yeah, I watched you tell that man that he got to stop crying and be a man. So it's like, yeah, do what he said. Stop crying and be a man.
I don't know. I was telling Jade that shit too. It's like, hey, bro, like, it's okay to feel upset, but, like, we can't be breaking down crying over it.
As a Pisces, my child feels everything. And I'm like, why? This shouldn't hurt you. Are you hurt? Are you bleeding? Is anything fucked up? Stop crying.
My Sagittarius child doesn't feel everything, but, like, the only thing I see Jade deal with is, like, rage and frustration.
Yeah, she's a Sagittarius.
like
all
it's
they do
like
is rage.
when fucking she's upset, she rages, bro, and it's like.
But I don't know. I'd kind of rather you punch a hole in the wall than fucking crying. Like, stop crying.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe because I just handle that. That's my thing. Let me just go in the shower. And
Yeah, just go. I can never cry in the shower because you gotta get ready to cry. Like,
no, because, like, I will feel it coming, and it's like rather you walk in on me crying. Let me just take a shower.
Why a shower? Like, a room, just a closed door wouldn't work?
No, because, like, I feel like in the shower, I'm, like, rinsing it off too. You know
By the time I, like, go through the process of, like, holding it in and taking my clothes off and waiting for the water to get hot.
I'm crying in the process.
Oh, okay.
Like, I
thought you said that it was like, all right, action.
No. It's like I feel it coming, tears are falling, but before I hit the breakdown gotta happen in the shower.
You always boo-hoo?
I don't always boo. Are you laughing?
No!
You can't take shit.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at another Aries that I know their person told me that they was in the shower crying.
There's thing. I don't know.
That is so funny.
I don't cry a lot out of, like, I'm sad or I'm frustrated, overwhelmed, or whatever. But I usually cry, like, movies and shows because I'm empathetic. Like, that happens all the time. But I snap back because it's just, like, a moment.
Yeah.
But for me, because I do hold things in for so long, it'll be, like, the littlest thing that just finally breaks me, and then I, like, boo-hoo. Like, I'm, like, crying like that. And the last one maybe 10 minutes, and then I'm done.
I ain't boo-hooing.
When is the last time you cried?
I don't know. I be crying at like little TikTok videos. Like,
but that's different. That's like, that evoked an emotion. It's not I'm crying out of I feel away.
Yeah. So she.
Damn.
I don't know. It was recent. Probably like within the last like 30 to 60 days.
That's fair, and I feel like everyone's allowed that breakdown of crying because I'm overwhelmed. I feel a thing once every 3 months.
Sometimes I be crying because like shit like will work itself out, and I'll be like, oh my god, I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
what's gonna happen, but it happened. I'm so happy. But yeah, I'm not really about to cry too much. I do. Okay, so how you said the cussing was a defense mechanism?
Yeah.
Mine is laughing. Everything is funny.
Everything's funny. Nothing.
That's why ain't shit funny about it. It really don't be nothing funny.
You would rather be laughing than me.
Yeah, like, ooh, hold on, because this is crazy. I'm about to lose it, but let me just laugh because, like, bitch, I laugh at myself because of the intrusive thoughts I'm having. Oh yeah, you're crazy for real. Sell this as part of the bottle package in the club.
What?
Crown. Yeah,
I feel like
you better not. You better not. What would you charge me for a bottle of Crown in the club?
Why you charging me what you charging me for a bottle of Ciroc?
Why are you paying it? It's
but that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're paying for these bottles anyway, and some people's choice of drink is Crown, then they don't do it. But I've never ordered Crown in the club or a lounge, restaurant setting, anything. But I will drink obviously Crown. I fuck with Crown.
I'll drink anything. I'm not gonna hold you other than vodka. But push come to shove, and that's what we got, and we drinking. I'm gonna drink it.
I don't know.
You are gonna be in a setting full of people drinking, and you gonna be like, I don't drink that.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
I feel like the only time I'm picky is if I'm buying it.
My money.
Or if you ask me, hey, what are you drinking? Then
yeah,
I have this. This is what I'm doing.
But I could be in a room full of vodka, and I'm not drinking that.
Well, I mean, we have.
But
you said one, but like that was that was the last shit we had. We had no other choice.
We were desperado, and there was a lot going on that day. I can't believe we drank that. We drank Crown too, right?
Because it was like there were so many like bottles, but they were like this much.
Yeah,
so it was like we had to just grab a whole. It was a smorgasbord of shots.
Yeah,
just to try to reach what
you got. Because I was too far from a liquor store, so.
That was when, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking your house is perfectly like placed because you have a liquor store within like 3 minutes. You have a little like grocery store. Mm-hmm. You have a smoke shop. Like everything you need is like within 3 minutes of where you are.
Yeah, I was like absolutely not Swanee. I'm like, I mean, Swanee got everything. I'm not really missing nothing. And if not, I'm close to Duluth, Lawrenceville, Alpharetta, Beaufort, like. And
not to mention, you got Anatola's right there, and that Anatola is nice.
I haven't been to Anatola since 2019.
I'm so glad that I went because like we used to go to the one in 5 Points all the time, or in the city.
Oh yeah, I've never been to that one.
But that's definitely more of like a younger person's like vibe because it's right by the city or whatever. But the one that's in Swanee is definitely more calm, a little more laid back, not doing too much.
And that's why I haven't been there since 2019 because it's not doing too much.
Oh, you don't just do the most. I can understand why older people drink like Crown.
Yeah.
Or Hennessy because like
and smoke.
I'm no. I don't know. I be getting mid sometimes. Like this ain't what I asked for, but okay. Like if it's not a dispensary, you just never know. But this buzz is definitely more of like.
Yeah.
Versus when we on tequila, we low key sway or laughing, screaming.
It's time to get into some shit.
Yeah.
We'll be on our
this
shit.
Is very much like I'm just chilling.
But you feel it.
For sure.
So, okay, pretty privilege.
A thing.
Okay. Is pretty privilege the same as white privilege?
No.
What is white privilege mean? What does it mean to have white privilege?
I think white privilege automatically means racism for me. And I think that it's also like, I think when you have white privilege, you literally have grown up and just live in this world of where you have access to everything. You feel like you are entitled to everything. You don't. It's just a feeling. It's just a way of life. I feel like pretty privilege is like, oh, I might not. I guess it might be the same thing.
Thank you.
Because I've gotten out of like a couple tickets because of pretty privilege. I haven't had to pay for things because of pretty privilege. I think people are nicer to pretty people.
Right.
I just don't think that I'm gonna get a loan because I'm pretty, but I might get a loan because I'm white.
Okay.
Depending on the situation.
And it depends on where you get your loan from, because you can get a loan because you're pretty, but not from the same institution probably. As
right, you just gotta finesse it and figure out where you need to go.
Yeah, talk to the right branch manager. You can get the loan because you're pretty. So I was thinking like white privilege might not be white privilege. It just might be a white preference. So you might prefer to have a white coworker, and that's nothing wrong. Like just like you know with the school shit and how that just happened with the courts, like something happened with the Supreme Courts and discrimination with schools, and it's like okay to discriminate in schools based off certain shit. I don't know, but you'll find out the details because we're not politics.
I'll look it up. Yeah.
So, but I was thinking like, I mean, that's kind of like a predominantly, or what do you call it? It's predominantly white institution. Then it's what? Historically black.
Colleges, yeah.
Okay, so historically black, like you prefer black people to be there, and it's okay to overlook the truly qualified white candidate over the truly qualified black candidate.
But I think we have to look at the foundation of why the HBCUs were even established in the first place. Like they were established in the first place because we could not go to the white colleges, right? So it's like that's different.
Am I the problem for thinking segregation is a good thing?
Nope.
Okay. So if segregation is okay, it's okay for white people to prefer white people and blacks to prefer blacks and the guy to prefer the pretty girl over the other girl, not even ugly.
So you're saying that white people wanting to be around other white people isn't white privilege, that's white preference.
Yeah.
I think those are two different things, so you're absolutely right. I think that you are entitled to have whatever preference you want, to be around the people you want to be around, to live around the people you want to live around, and to work, That's one thing. I think the white privilege is how you move through life and what kind of access you have because of you being white versus you choosing to, I want to go to this school with all white people.
But pretty girls move through life a certain way just because they're pretty. They have nothing to offer. They don't deserve the things.
But is a pretty black girl gonna have the same privilege as a pretty white girl in certain spaces?
It depends on what setting you're in. Because in certain settings, the prettiest white girl is nothing, and in certain settings, the prettiest black girl is nothing.
And in some settings, low key, the pretty black girl gets more because she's looked at as like exotic. Like, ooh, look at that pretty black girl. Yeah, you're right.
So, pretty privilege is on the same level.
I see your argument. I wouldn't say that it's on the same level, but I get why kind of maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know why I was like, well, pretty privilege, like, and I don't feel like a person with pretty privilege should use their privilege to help a bitch that doesn't have that same stature. I don't think she's.
But you do that. I think we do it all the time. Like, okay, if you have a group of friends, there's usually the pretty friend that can maybe get you into spots that the regular looking friend couldn't, or she's able to get drinks for everybody, the tab covered because she's pretty. So like, low key, you are using your privilege for good.
Yeah, if you choose to.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a situation where my pretty privilege got something paid for, I don't necessarily have to put you on to, like, okay, if a man comes and tries to talk to me, if I'm with females, I'm going to be like, hey, if you're buying me a drink, we're all drinking this. Like, I'm not just about to sit and take shots with you. I don't even want to talk to you. No. If you want to take shots with me, you're going to take shots with all of us, and you're going to buy us all drinks.
Yeah.
But I don't have to do that.
That's a choice.
Because if I'm with one of my friends and then one of her, like, real unattractive friends that I'm not cool with, like, I don't think I owe you no shot. That shit.
You shouldn't be on site. No, I'm joking. That's terrible.
No, you really shouldn't.
No. You need to have fun too.
With your own friends. Like, you should hang with
This
people.
is her friend.
You should hang with people that look like you.
Okay.
No, you should, because when you don't, it really ruins the night. Like, you can't be the finest one in the room. Yeah.
I have been out where all of us look good, and it's definitely a different type of energy.
It's so different. Where everywhere you go,